and welcome. My name's Tolan and I'm the co-founder of Productivity Me. In this video, we'll begin our series at looking at keyboard shortcuts for how to more effectively use the Windows ribbon. In this first video, we'll look at expanding and collapsing the ribbon commands, and we'll focus primarily on the keyboard shortcut Ctrl F1. So with that, let's get started. I'm going to open up Excel here by clicking on the Excel icon. When we have this menu, I'm going to select a new workbook. So the different kind of pieces of the Excel display, the Excel interface that we'll want to pay attention to is up on top, we have what's called the quick access toolbar. It would include the icons here. We then have what's called the Windows ribbon and Excel 2010 and 2013. It would consist of these buttons here, mostly the tabs of File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, so on and so forth. We then have the individual commands and the tabs, which are located here. And then lastly, we have the Excel spreadsheet itself with the columns and the rows. We have our function dialog box, and then we have our worksheets down here and the display menu down here. So if and when you want to have additional real estate, additional space to work in your Excel worksheet, you may want to minimize either some of the tabs or the commands of the Windows ribbon themselves. The way that you can do this is by pressing the Control key and the F1 function key. Pressing the Control key and the F1 function key will minimize many of those commands. And if you want to bring those commands back up, you would again press the Control key and the F1 key. So pressing the Control key and the F1 key will minimize those tabs, but there's actually an alternative to do this. If you don't use the keyboard shortcut, you can come up here and you can select this button where it says Ribbon Display Options, and you would want to say select this second option, and it would show your tabs but not your commands. If you want to bring that back up, you would bring your mouse, you would left click, and then you would go to Show Tabs and Commands. So in our next video, we'll look at how to minimize the tabs and commands so that you have the maximum amount of real estate space for your keyboard or for your Excel interface. And in order to do that, we'll look at the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Shift F1. However, in this video, we looked at Ctrl F1, which will minimize your commands. And then lastly, we looked at the method of using your cursor and coming up here and clicking Show Tabs or Show Commands. So if you're interested, check that out in our next video. And as always, thanks for watching.